In this video I'm looking at the Mercury Dime and how to grade, as an amateur at least, Mercury Dimes based upon their varying grades. This is a 1925 Mercury Dime and Denver. When you look at a Mercury Dime and you attempt to grade it, in the lower grades at least, you're looking primarily at the reverse side of the coin, which is the coin side of the coin we're looking at now. And especially in the lower grades, you look at the fasces, the sticks in the fasces, which is that center column right there. And on this first coin, they are completely obliterated. So this would fall under the lowest category as far as a grade for a Mercury Dime, which would be AG, based upon it, the sticks in the fasces being obliterated, the diagonal bands obviously being obliterated. Can't see those here. You're going to see them in a later coin. And then also based upon the fact that some of the lettering is beginning to be rubbed out on the coin. Look here in the front, the obverse of the coin. You can see that the W right there, the W for the engraver, or the the artist who designed the coin, his name was Weinman. The W is kind of worn flat there. The word God is worn a bit flat, and especially on the reverse side of the coin, especially down where you see the word dime, the letters are beginning to be rubbed away. So that is what you would classify as an AG coin, about good, based upon the criteria that we just discussed there. And now let's take it up one notch to what I consider a G, or good coin, G4. There are numbers attributed to the different grading categories, so kind of the basic lowest rung of something you'd want to collect would be, at least for a start, an amateur collector, would be a good coin at least. This is a 1918 Mercury Dime. 1918S, I think. Yeah, 1918S. Now in this coin, you don't have as much of a problem with the letters being rubbed away on the coin, but all the sticks in the fasces have been obliterated. So we'll put it at a G. G4. And then going up to the next level, okay, this coin, and it's a 1925 Philly. See, no mint mark there. But on this one, you have a pretty bad scratch there on the right side of the field across pluribus. But in this one, you can begin to see a few of the sticks in the fasces are discernible, and so it does meet, in my opinion, criteria for VG8, which is the definition of VG8 coin, a very good coin, is that half of the sticks are discernible in the fasces. So this 1925 would be a VG8. Okay, now going up to F12. Here's a 1920 Mercury Dime. This is one example of what I'd consider F12. Definition for an F12 Mercury Dime is that all sticks and fasces are defined, but the diagonal bands, which are now visible, but they are nearly worn flat. And in this case, especially looking at the lower diagonal band, it's pretty much rubbed flat into the fasces. And that is a, which one was this one again? A 1920D. 1920D. That's an F12. Okay, now moving right up to VF20. Here's a 1923 Mercury Dime, Philadelphia. 1923. Looking a little better now, right? You can see, and the wings on the cap. Again, we're still first and foremost looking at the reverse side of the coin. And on this one, all sticks and fasces are defined. The diagonal bands are definitely visible in this coin. They're not, in the last case you had the lower diagonal band, which was somewhat worn flat, almost faded away into the sticks of the fasces. In this case, both diagonal bands are visible, and so that meets the definition for VF20. Diagonal bands definitely visible. And let's go up to the next grading level. For that, we'll look at this 1916 here. This is the very first year that the Mercury Dime was produced. 1916, not the coveted 1916D that most coin collectors have heard of. If you can find a 1916D, it almost doesn't matter the condition. It's worth at least about $500 for a 1916D. In fact, looking at this coin, this is an EF40 in terms of grade, this 1916. If it were a 1916D EF40, it would be worth $2,750 and that's the dealer buying guide, so it would probably be even much more than that at a retail setting. But this is a 1916, and looking even better on this one, the definition for a for EF40 is that there would only be slight wear on the diagonal bands across the fasces. And also in an EF40 we begin to talk about the obverse of the coin, and a criteria based on the obverse of the coin. EF40 should also have braids and hair before ear that are clearly visible. And so in this case, before the ear, the braids and the curls there are clearly visible on this 1916 coin. Let's move that one out of the way. Okay, now we're getting up into the higher grades, and this next coin is a 1935S Mercury Dime, and we're beginning to see a coin with a really nice mint luster. An AU50 is the next broad, or about uncirculated. We're getting into the uncirculated levels of grading. An AU coin is one that has slight trace of wear and most of mint luster present. And we can see just kind of in the coin around. Now be careful trying to hold the coin by the edges only. There's a little bit of dirt up there on United. I don't know if you'd call that a blemish or not, but still the coin has a bit much more of the contact marks that are visible in the field. But look at the mint luster on this coin. This is a 1935S. Carefully move that one off. And on up to the next Mercury dime, which is a 41. The 1941 Mercury dime. And this one I'm calling MS 63, MS60, MS63, somewhere in that ballpark. An MS63 coin is one that has no trace of wear, light blemishes, and an attractive mint luster. So if I just move the coin back and forth a little bit, you can see it's in pretty good shape. Not too bad for being 70 years old. I'm trying to be as careful as I can to hold the edges only when flipping the coin. That's a 1941 Mercury dime. Grab it by the edges and get it out of there so I can show the last one here. And this is a 1944. This one is again up in that ballpark, but I'd give it an MS63 to MS65 for this 1944. The shine is so much on it, it almost distorts the picture just because it's of the shine. Which, and this, a coin being shiny does not necessarily mean that it's of a higher grade. We all know that. Someone could just take silver polish and make a G coin look shiny again. But when we talk about mint luster, that is a factor. And on this one, there does appear to be some original mint luster in the coin. A fair amount, actually. So that's a 1944S. Looking pretty good. One of the higher graded coins. It's not a key date coin by any means. 1944S at MS63 would be worth maybe $15 to a dealer, which I'm not. I'm an amateur coin collector, but at any rate, that gives you an idea of the different grading levels of coins for with a specific look at how to grade a Mercury dime. Thanks for watching.